Good morning, everybody. Here's what's happening right now at 9 o'clock. The snow is intensifying. Temperatures continue to drop, and we're taking a live look right now at Denver where you can see roadways are slick. The snow is sticking to the road, and the wind was whipping. It's still whipping out there. We've got some wind chill to deal with.
And this all follows some strong winds yesterday. We were all talking about that this morning. Those winds came in fast and hard, strong enough to knock this tree down by the roots in Aurora. Amber sent us this video.
And we have been asking people to send in pictures showing us what it's like in their neighborhood. We've been getting lots of pictures from all over the metro area this morning. Most of them look like, well, I don't know, we'll get them up here in just a minute, but most of them look like, yeah, there's a lot of snow on the grassy areas, not so much on the streets right now. Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
DIA?
Yeah, out at DIA. They have a little bit of snow out there. We should check and see if there's any issues out of DIA.
We know there were last night because of the wind.
Yeah, and they know they are de-icing, but we haven't seen any ground stops. We haven't seen any big alerts, but yeah, the de-icing, they've got to pull you over to the different area and then bring the cranes over.
So. Yeah, it takes a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the snow is going to continue through most of the day today, and the cold temperatures too, I guess. Huh?
We don't get a break from the cold really through tomorrow. Like tomorrow morning, we'll still be talking about the cold because it's going to be so cold tomorrow morning. Limited visibility, moderate snow out there right now. Again, some of it's sticking on paved areas, and because it's been so cold so consistently, it is beginning to ice up, and we lost a good inch and a half, the first inch and a half that fell, to melting. Now, at that same place on Sunday, it's going to be close to 70 degrees. So Broncos fans, don't despair. It's going to be just fine when the Titans get there on Sunday. Back to today with the bands of snow moving through, especially from the Denver area off to the east. It's slowed down slightly in Fort Collins, and you will see the snow end in Fort Collins and Greeley by 3. We're going to have to wait till about 8 or 9 o'clock tonight before that happens. We'll be hanging out in the lower 20s this morning, mid to upper 20s later in the day again. An inch or two of snow if you live way far to the north and east in the metro area. If you're far south and west along C-470, along Highway 93, west sides of Lakewood or into Wheat Ridge in Arvada, you could see 4 or 5 inches of snow out of this system. Wind chill, also a big problem for us today. Please bundle up if you have to go outside. Single digits to low teens in northern Colorado, and the gusty winds, we're in the singles, teens, and 20s here, with the snow continuing here through the morning. Again, ending in northern Colorado earlier than it ends here in the immediate Denver, Boulder, Castle Rock area. Greeley has seen some snow sticking to the grass. Sidewalks looking better. I think they've done a good job cleaning things up there at UNC so far this morning. Tomorrow morning, record low forecast at 13 degrees, and not a super warm day, but plenty warm enough to melt off the icy spots on the roads and on the sidewalks that are sure piling up now.
Thank you, Marty. We just mentioned DIA. How are things doing out there? Well, our producer Amanda let us know that we've got 74 delays right now and 12 cancellations, so check your specific. The A-line is also running on a delay for RTD, so if you were planning on avoiding some of those slowdowns there out across your commute by using the A-line, you may run into some equivalent slowdowns because of those issues with mechanical problems across the trains. 50 minutes is your westbound drive time, 25 over to 6th Avenue. The crash that previously shut down I-70 westbound at Ward Road is gone. We are taking that live look at a tough drive for I-25, 60 minutes on average, both northbound and southbound as you head back and forth about 70 towards C-470. The crash count still awfully high. And then another big one to the west. Highway 285 is closed in both directions over Kenosha Pass. When we see storms like this move through, sometimes the wind and blowing snow reduces the visibility so much that they just close it down. 9 News reporter Eddie Randall is live on I-25 this morning. Eddie, how have things changed since we checked in with you last time?
Well, the snow is definitely still falling, Amelia, and that is creating, us to be going a little bit slower, which is good. I want to show you guys where we are right now. We were on I-25 headed northbound. We did pop off of I-25. We took the 58th exit because the temperatures are so cold, they're freezing a piece of our windshield, and that unfortunately is a part, that Nico needs to see out as he's driving. So he actually got out so we can pull into a gas station so he can make sure he can clear that area. We are able to see. He just wants to make sure that he's driving as safe as possible. So we are taking those precautions, just getting off on 58 so we can stop. But we are seeing a little bit of course, traffic is moving a lot quicker here now that we are on the streets and not on the highway. We were seeing that snow really start to pick up on the highway, which were causing cars to kind of slow down, which, can't really get too upset about. That's a good thing because that is causing people just to take it a little more easy than they normally would on the highway, because this is that first cold snap that we are seeing, that first bit of winter weather. Even though it's fall, we are seeing that snow start to fall, and that is causing us to, change our driving conditions a little bit this morning. So as we find a gas station to clear off our windshield, we'll check in with you guys in a few more minutes, but we're going to toss it out to John Glasgow right now, who is driving in Denver. Right, John?
Hey, good morning, Eddie. Actually, we're north on Wadsworth heading into Arvada right now. It's bumper to bumper on I-70. We just pulled off there. Slushy, wet, slippery conditions. There are a few slick spots where we tapped the brakes and our live truck just slid forward, but we did manage to avoid any sort of a collision. 23 degrees out here, so very, very chilly. It's below freezing, so as we mentioned, very slick. We saw cars pulled over to the side on the shoulder that just did not want to go forward. We're seeing drivers stay around that 20-mile-an-hour mark. Our windshield wipers have having all kinds of problems here with the ice just sticking right to them, so we've been trying to fight the weather and the elements here. Low visibility in some spots. You can see here through our window right now. It's not too bad, but we've just pulled off I-70, so it did improve as we did that. We've seen a lot of snow-covered lanes as well on the major routes. We did also see 2 CDOT plows. I know in my last live shot I said that I hadn't seen any. Well, we just did. They were heading eastbound on I-70, so we're getting a better sense that they're trying to get out and fix these road conditions, or at least try to help some of these drivers get to where they're going here this morning. Let's send it over to Allie. She's in Littleton. Allie, how are the conditions out there?
Hey, John, good morning. Yeah, we have been out at the Faith Community Church here in Littleton for about an hour, and in that time, the snow has really picked up. You can kind of see how it's falling right here, and you can see how it's sticking, at least on the road in this neighborhood. We are right now south of Bowles and west of Lowell. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, you can see the playground absolutely covered at this time of year, and it's that funny contrast that we've been seeing in pictures all morning long with the white falling snow against those yellow fall leaves. But we are not on the interstate like we have seen Eddie and John this morning, so we've just been obviously seeing people taking it really, really slow in the neighborhoods as the snow sticks a little bit more, just because there's not as many cars driving through it. But as we look past where I'm standing at the road back here, lots of cars taking it slow this morning, as we would expect and hope to see. But we're going to keep checking out the conditions out here and see where our crews would like to send us. Hint, hint, wink, wink. You guys tell us where to go, and we'll go check it out with the snow and see where we're having some problem areas this morning. But you guys, back in the studio, I know you have been looking at plenty of weather pictures from viewers and videos that have been coming in all morning long.
Good ones.
Yeah, and it's really different kind of wherever you go, but snow in all of them pretty much. Allie, thank you. So did you see any plows on your way in to work this morning? CDOT did have some out. I passed a few on my way in at 1:45 this morning, and so did Denver Public Works. They have some plows out. DPW had 2 crews working overnight. They were mostly focused though on de-icing the main roads, kind of getting ahead of the snow. They also have 36 plows that are on standby for any of the side streets. And a reminder, if you do see any snow plows in a tandem formation, do not pass them. It's illegal. Let them do their job and clear the road for you. You can track the weather and traffic 24/7 down to your neighborhood using the 9 News app. You can download it for free, and free is for me, as we say, from the app and the Google Play stores.
I like that.
All right, 11 minutes after 9 right now. We're staying on an extra hour on Channel 20 to get you through the rush hour. Still lots of accidents out there. We'll take a break and be right back with our coverage. Welcome back. Live picture of Greeley this morning where light snow is still falling, but it is cold up there in northeastern Colorado, as it is in the Denver metro area. So if you're heading out, don't forget the coat and gloves, maybe even that hat, because it's going to be cold throughout the day today. We sent Liz Kodalik outside the station into the cold to see what it's like.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Yeah, I thought I got out of weather coverage today, but here I am. I'm doing this for you, and I wish I did have a hat. It is definitely cold out, and yes, it is snowing. So we're right at Spear and Logan here, and Spear, we see in a lot of these sort of weather situations, it gets all clogged up, and a lot of the times there end up being chain reaction crashes. There was one I covered last season that involved 11 cars just because people were slipping and sliding. We don't have that issue out here this morning. Amelia's been saying that that's probably because of the fact that everybody's just moving slowly because they have to. I mean, here on Logan, you can see that there's a little bit less congestion, but on Spear itself, where a lot of people end up going to work, there is a lot of congestion, and people are just stop and go right now. So just remember to take it slow. I know we say it over and over, but we have seen a lot of crashes this morning on our interstates because of this sort of a weather incident and situation. So it's so weird. I know we've been talking about this all morning, but I was standing out here yesterday, 80 degrees. I had a light jacket on and was thinking to myself, there's no way that it's going to be snowing tomorrow. A 50-degree drop, it can't be happening. And then, Marty, you feel all of the wind that came in later on yesterday evening, and then this morning. It really got heavy, though, a few hours ago.
I know, your senses tell you one thing, but you believe it now, though, don't you? And it all started, as Liz said, with that wind, that intense wind. Betty Medina with this shot, big blue spruce snapped off right at the base. That when the front came through last night. This is in Power Field at Mile High, limited visibility. Can barely see the Statue of Thunder there in the parking lot. Again, Fort Collins started with some moderate snow this morning. It has lightened up there. This is a spot where I think we're going to have the snow decreasing and ending between 2 and 3 this afternoon. So a little less snow up there, even though we've already had 1.5 inches around there. Darker blue bands of snow are where we're seeing the heaviest right through central Denver right now. That's why we have so many issues here, because it's a combination of cold and these bands of heavier snow, which will be sticking around for a bit. Again, we've seen 1.5 to 2 inches from the Boulder County foothills up into northern Colorado. They may see another inch or so up there, and not much more than that. And believe it or not, we are on the southern edge of this storm system. Most of it, the heavy snow, is up north from the Nebraska Panhandle up into the Dakotas during the day today. So we have snow during the morning. It starts to finish up here early in the afternoon in northern Colorado, and then slowly gets sagged down here during the evening. And then I think by 9 o'clock we should be done. So we're going to keep it areas shaded in gray at 1 to 3, light blues are 2 to 4, which includes those of us here downtown and immediately surrounding. And then the farther west you go, you're going to start edging into that 3 to 5 inch range above 7,000 feet. I think most folks are going to easily get 3, 4, 5 inches of snow, with some folks doing up close to 8. Now it's slightly warmer. We're anticipating up north with a bit of sun in the afternoon, which should really help with the afternoon drive in northern Colorado. I don't think we're going to see much sun around here for our evening commute, though the rate of snow should be slowing down a lot after 3 o'clock this afternoon, and then finishing up by 9 o'clock tonight. Coldest here, turning colder down south. We're on par with where we're going to be in the northern mountains today as far as temperatures go. Again, we have the snow going. It's at 1 to 5. If you live way northeast, you're closer to 1. If you're living on the west side of town, it's closer to 5. 29 for a daytime high, down to 13 tonight. That is a record low for October 11th, which I think we will achieve. A cool day tomorrow, though it will be sunny, so we're going to melt most of this ice out of here. Below freezing Saturday morning, then mild in the afternoon, warmer on Sunday, and the Chinook wind will come and I think probably put the finishing touches on any snow you may have left.
9:18, we're continuing this morning, keeping you updated on your drive as things change, as the snow continues to fall. And this camera may look like it's actually malfunctioning, but what I want you to notice here, this is C470 in Alameda out near Red Rocks, and the drive is so limited in terms of visibility, we can barely make out the cars ahead of us. We've got a bit of a light pole here, but a crash is actually in this scene. The visibility is so tough to squint through, you can't even make it out, but slowdowns are intense between I-70 and Alameda, both directions running at about a 5-mile-per-hour average. We've got about an hour-long commute DTC to downtown today. Southbounders about 47 minutes with averages in the lower 20s. If you're headed out across 225, the southbound stretch close to a 45-minute wait and about a half an hour to get you through northbound if you're headed towards the airport. The A line as well as several other RTD lines, light rail-wise, are running on a delay, so check your specific ride. And speaking of the airport out to the east, of course, Pena, E470, everything's still open out there, but we saw several delays and cancellations. In fact, about 12 cancellations total, so check your specific flight before you head out there to the airport. Down south, all these new wrecks. Northbound 25, we've got one at Ridgegate. Southbounders, you've got across at Castle Pines North, another near Happy Canyon. That's why both directions still seeing those speeds in the lower teens and 20s. And then across the C470 I-25 drive, more crashes. One near the 25 merge at 470 close to Park Meadows, and another just west of I-25 along 470 with the greatest impact for eastbound commuters.
We have been getting a lot of pictures into the newsroom. Oh, look at this little sweetie. Taylor, thank you. I wonder if it's
in her
baby's
Halloween
first
costume.
snow.
Taylor's a skeleton.
I don't know. A fox.
A fox.
Lindsay, that is super cool to see. And you can see perched up there on some snow. Out at the airport, we know that, as Amelia was saying, there are some delays, there are some cancellations. She was just talking about that, so check your flight before you head out because they are de-icing today. What is this little guy?
Little guy trying to figure out what that is on the ground.
What is
See,
this?
That's not our dog.
He's saying,
No.
this is October 10th. What's going on
What is
here?
happening?
But he's eating it and he's saying, oh, this is pretty good. I kind of like this.
Yeah, our dogs like look out and they're like, nah, I'm good. I can hold
Really?
it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have
Yeah.
a Bernese Mountain Dog.
He's like,
Yeah.
let
She
me
won't.
play.
She won't come back inside. No. Nope.
Too much fun. I like the layers there, the beanie,
Yes.
you're gonna need them, the gloves, the whole bit. We love that you've been sending in pictures. Keep sending them, use that hashtag 9WX, and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, good morning. Has anybody said it's cold outside here? Because it is a little bit chilly and the roads are not looking great right now. I am at I-25 just past the I-76 interchange, heading up north towards Thornton right now. And right now you can see all the red lights behind me. There's some cars pulled over at the interstate. I want to step up behind the camera here and show you a little bit more about what it looks like here. You can see all of these cars just stopping and trying to go as slow as they can. It is coming down hard out here. And as you can see, the snow is just pretty much pounding us straight into the camera. So it might be a little bit blurry there with all the snow coming in, but you can see all of the red lights stopping. This is pretty much how it's been the entire drive up I-25. It's been a lot of stop and go, and even on the other side heading down south, also very slow. You can see a little bit of a clearing here, but the roads are icy. Even if you can see that, even if you can see the concrete, even if you can see the ground, that doesn't mean that there isn't any ice below it. I've had a hard time stopping a couple times myself, and I've seen a lot of cars skidding and trying to stop and not being able to and getting very close. I've seen a couple fender benders both on I-25 and 6th Avenue as well. Amelia, you know just how bad the commute is right now, stepping back in front of the camera, but out here when you're actually driving, it's a little bit treacherous. It's also cold when you step outside. Amelia, what's it looking like?
Oh my gosh, Mark, we've seen dozens of crashes through the morning. In fact, we've seen 2 different areas go on accident alert, including Thornton and Broomfield. DIA experiencing a significant number of delays. In fact, Natasha, what did you say the latest number was? 104 delays? 104 delays, and then 14 cancellations. So those are your latest numbers. And then this camera here, I want to show you on C470 near Alameda. This is a good example of what is taking place now. Lanes of traffic, tough to make out. So you've got those zebra striped patterns there between the snow and the pavement. You've got very slow speeds. The ice is really building up across the camera lens, so it shows you how cold it is. And then in the backups, we've actually seen several CDOT plow crews get stuck behind wrecks just because of the sheer number of crashes out there across the metro area. 25 still an hour to get you out of the tech center. Southbound about 40 minutes, so we're improving slowly. Close to a 30 to 40 minute drive now, 225 north and southbound, and then back out to the metro area. These darker bands of blue, heavy snow for Commerce City. So 76, 270, I-70 on the elevated deck is going to run very heavy. Out further to the east, your I-70 drive continues to run dense. So does E-470 on the toll road. But look at these areas that we've seen clusters of wrecks. Downtown between Spear, 6th Avenue, Broadway, and Santa Fe. Lots of action there. And then down south, we've still got all these wrecks between 25 at Ridgegate towards Castle Pines. And as far as the specifics, northbound at Ridgegate still tangled up. Southbound, big crash at Castle Pines North, another at Happy Canyon, and then closer to the Park Meadows area, several areas where we still have those teens and 20s for speeds, and then a couple new crashes there. Marty, I think they're just... someone's playing a trick on me here. Every time I make a new map, 3 or 4 more wrecks pop up.
That doesn't seem very nice. That doesn't seem very nice at all. And this definitely isn't. Wind and snow, again, it's been intensifying here downtown over the last couple of hours. It was heavier in Fort Collins earlier, lighter now. It will end earlier in northern Colorado than up here. So Greeley looks like the crews at UNC doing a nice job trying to keep things safe for the students up there. Total snow, again, areas shaded in gray at 1 to 3, light blue 2 to 4, darker blue at 3 to 5, and then you get into the yellows above 7,000 feet, upwards of 7-8 inches of snow in several places. Now in the mountains, mountain valleys, Grand County, you're looking at about 2 to 5 inches of snow, similar to what we'll be seeing on the west side of the metro Denver area. Now the heaviest of the snow is along and east of the divide, so the Front Range mountains and foothills get the most snow out of this system. West, even in the mountains of Summit County, the Vail area, down through Aspen into Crested Butte, 2 to 6 inch snow, I think, is what you're looking at. It's been very windy with snow in the Nebraska Panhandle, the heaviest of which has been up north. And even over the plains, we're going to have some light snow here through the day. Wind chill, big problem for us today. Single-digit wind chills and into the teens. And that's the combination of low temperature and wind on your exposed skin. So it is just really important to dress appropriately during the day. With the wind slowing down this afternoon, we do anticipate some of those bitterly cold temperatures to abate somewhat, but not completely. Teens and 20s by the time school is out and work is over for the day. So the kids are really going to be chilly on the way home from school. Tomorrow morning, 13. That's a record low. Saturday, below freezing in the morning. Sunday, pretty close to 70 degrees.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you're getting along okay. If you're out and about or just got in from being out and about, this is a live look at Spear and Logan in Denver. Traffic looks like it's moving okay downtown, even though we've had quite a bit of snow over the last hour. It's going to be coming down for a while now. This is our extended coverage to get you through the rush hour.
We've also got video near the Eisenhower Tunnel. Snow started falling early there. This video is from our man in the mountains, Matt Renew. The cold is such a shock to the system. Just 12 hours ago, we were basking in sunshine and 80-degree weather. This morning, we're talking about severe cold, which will continue into tomorrow morning, too.
Yeah, it all changed over very quickly. Let's start with meteorologist Marty Caniglio. That snow is going to be coming down for a little while.
It sure is around here, I'd say till 9 o'clock tonight. If you're in northern Colorado, where you get the earlier start, you get to finish sooner, up around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Here we are at Empower Field. Again, very snowy, poor visibility. We have ice and slush here again. We lost a good inch and a half on the warm pavement this morning. A lot of steam coming off the road very early this morning, but it's so cold so consistently that eventually the surface gives it up, and it's incredibly easy to pick up some snow. Wind chill is bitterly cold over northern Colorado out to Morgan County, along the Platte River and all the way toward Fort Collins. Single-digit wind chill right now. We're in the teens and 20s for the most part around town. We have a nice moderate heavy band of snow moving through downtown. That's where you can see that the darker blues. It stretches out to DIA and then down through Highlands Ranch into Centennial and down along the South Platte River. We had some good snow up around Fort Collins this morning. It is lighter than it was earlier in the day, and there is dry air on the back side of this. It's going to start working down from north to south, so that's why I anticipate us to see the snow end a little bit sooner in the day up north, up in the 2 to 3 o'clock range up there. So even though we've already had an inch or two of snow in northern Colorado, I've still got the total at 1 to 3. I just don't think there will be that much additional. We're running in around 2 to 4 inches in central Denver to the west. Look for 1 to 3 out east, and at the base of the foothills, some of the western suburbs, southwestern suburbs of Metro Denver, upwards of 4 or 5 inches of snow by late this evening.
And boy, those numbers you're talking about, Marty, we're really seeing them across areas like 70 at Central Park. Look at this view. It looks like a snow globe shaking up out here right through the construction zone. This is the Central 70 project, and hopefully the snowstorm doesn't cause any delays in terms of their schedule. But right now we've got some speeds that are pretty rough on the north end as well. Southbound 25 commuters down around 18 miles an hour with an RTD bus that was involved in a southbound crash at 120th. It actually spun around, and it was one of those double buses with the hinge in the middle, and it was stretched perpendicular across lanes of traffic. So alternate routes today, not really the best bet because side streets will be running at an incredibly slow pace. You'll wait a couple cycles to get through some of our major lights, especially up across Thornton and North Glen. Thornton as well as Broomfield still remain on traffic alert today, or a accident alert, and that means that if you're involved in a fender bender and no alcohol, drugs, or injuries are involved, you've got 24 hours to contact the police. Still an hour out of the tech center to downtown, about 45 minutes if you flip the other direction. We've got that big wreck 470 out to the west that's impacting our north and westbound drivers heading into Golden between Alameda and Ken Carroll. That is stop and go. 285 closed down over Kenosha Pass as well, blowing snow and limited visibility, most likely the issue there. And then cluster close to downtown in Glendale. Same goes for Centennial and Lone Tree.
Time since we've seen your maps look like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's for sure.
We're talking to CDOT this morning about the road conditions and what you're going to see out there. Tamara Rolson is joining us now. Talk about what your plan was going into today and maybe perhaps how it's changed.
So we started our snow deployment last night around 8 o'clock, and in the Denver metro area alone, we have about 100 plows out. We pre-treated where we could, but since this storm started with rain, when you put the salt brine down on the roads, the rain will just simply wash it away. So that's a waste of resource, and it really does prove to be ineffective. But we were ready to go last night with our plows, with our crews, and with de-icing materials. And so that's what we have been doing. And then during the course of the storm, and then once there's enough snow to push, then our plows start to go into action, and they push the snow. But we have been de-icing since last night.
Tamara, talk a little bit about the road conditions, both in the metro area and in the mountains.
Right now, the road conditions are very slick. Fast-moving storm has come in this morning. It may have caught people by surprise a little bit because, as you said, it was like summer yesterday, and now we're in the depths of winter today, and then it's going to get nicer over the weekend. So we have had fast-moving conditions, and the combination of people not used to driving on these roads causes for a very hectic morning commute. The mountains, of course, the snow started in the mountains first, and we definitely have the traction law in place and the chain law in place on the I-70 mountain corridor, and we've also had we've had some crashes there as well too. So it's definitely a tricky morning to drive around the Denver metro area, and also on the I-70 mountain corridor.
In Denver, a lot of that snow, Tamara, is going to hang around till 7 or 8 tonight. Northern Colorado, the snow's hanging around until 2:30. So what are you advising drivers moving forward, beyond this morning for the rest of the day?
Any wet areas will refreeze because the temperatures are going to be so cold tonight. So as people are returning home this evening, it's really, really important that they drive with extra care. Of course, our crews, we will continue to be out in full force applying de-icing materials and trying to make the roads as safe as we possibly can. But when you have snow and when you have cold temperatures, there's only so much we can do. So we do everything we can with the crews and the equipment and materials that we have to keep our roads safe. But it's also incredibly important for people to take it extra slow and make sure you have the right tires for this kind of weather.
Yeah,
that is for sure. We were just looking at the co-trip map, and we can see the 100 snowplows out there in the metro area right now. So good luck getting through the day, and we'll maybe check back with you a little bit later today, see how things are going.
You bet. Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, reporter John Glasgow is joining us live in Arvada, heading towards a closure near Highway 93. John.
Hey, good morning, guys. We are in Arvada right now. We're on West 64th Parkway right now. We're headed towards a closure that we heard about earlier this morning on Highway 93. And what we're seeing here is probably the most snow that we have seen throughout the morning. There about an inch of snow here in Arvada. We've seen Arvada plows out trying to get the roads under control. We do see that there is quite a bit of slush, mainly in the right-hand lane. Temperatures out here are around 21 degrees, so below freezing, so it is very slick. A few times already this morning we've touched the brakes in a live truck and it slid, but we've avoided crashes, so that's a good thing. But we have seen some people that have pulled over to the side of the road, drivers just being cautious about this here this morning. The visibility not too bad, but we are driving on some of the major roads here in Arvada, but not on any of the interstates, which that's where we saw the visibility was quite low. We're going to approach this closure, see if it's still blocking off traffic there, and then we'll touch base with you guys here shortly in around a couple of minutes. I'll keep you guys updated.
Hey, thanks, John. Yes, we are driving. We just had to exit off of I-25 or off of I-76. We're getting back on, but once again, our windshield wipers had froze, so we had to, be safe, get off, and make sure we can get that ice off so we could continue to see. But this is what we're seeing right now as we head back towards 74th Avenue, so we can go towards I-76 and get back onto the westbound lanes. So we're seeing snow still falling, and it is still really starting to pick up on the streets, on the highways. That is causing a lot of drivers to take it slow and, be really easy on the highways, and that's part of the reason why we're seeing a bit of a backup. So that's what we've been dealing with all morning long. I think when we were reporting about an hour ago, we were telling you on I-76, we actually saw a semi that had lost a tire. That was one of the accidents that we were reporting on, and that's the reason why there were so many backups. Now, we've switched from westbound to eastbound lanes on 76. Seems like every time we switch to try to get into one of those backed up lanes, we end up getting in a lane that starts to get more clear. So now we're headed back on 76. Are we getting on eastbound or westbound, Nico? We're trying to go westbound. That's what Nico Goto's behind the wheel is saying. So we're trying to get in the westbound lane to give you guys a good look at what some of the drivers who are driving in their morning commute this morning are experiencing. A lot of backups. Not seeing many cars in the area that we're on right now, though, but as we get further on 76, we're sure that we'll start to see those backups again because the snow is continuing to fall. And guys, we know Marty has been telling us about this since last week, and we know that it's going to continue to fall for the next couple of hours. So all we can do is tell people, just make sure you're taking it easy and being safe if you have to drive this morning. Guys,
you can definitely get through it for sure. You just got to slow down.
Right. And even beyond the snow falling, those wet areas will refreeze, and then Marty's looking forward to a 13-degree low for tomorrow morning.
Record low.
Oof. Hey, rough.
You have been sending in some photos. We've been asking you to. We've been getting in some good ones. Check out this picture from Sienna. Her dog, Penny, is trying to stay warm. Got that little unicorn thing going on there, too.
Oh, I see the horn now.
Stevie Joe Davis sent us this picture.
Beautiful.
This is from Thornton, Colorado. Some of the trees are all iced up this morning. We have a picture from Andrea in a neighborhood near Breckenridge Peak 7. Won't be long before we'll be up there doing some turns, right?
Who's excited?
Yeah, they got some good snow up there, looks like. And this picture taken in Westminster by one of our viewers, Reyes Jackson Keith. Keep sending your pictures and we will keep sharing. You can put them on our Facebook page, or you can use the hashtag BEBON9 or 9WX.
We like furniture pictures, y'all.
Absolutely we do.
Patio decks,
yes.
chairs.
There are other shows that don't.
Yeah, we're not next. We don't discriminate against patio furniture.
Take them all.
Yeah.
But the unicorn dog pictures, you could just send more of those. They're adorable.
And babies
Loving
too.
that, right?
Yes, we love babies.
Babies in the snow, so cute. All right, we'll be right back.
Denver, how's my hair? Liz Kodalik live here at Logan and Spear, right in front of the 9 News station, where if you haven't heard, it's snowing outside. How much snow exactly? Well, a can of soda is about 4.83 inches tall, and this soda looks like it's covered about 4 inches. So we're thinking that that's about how much has fallen, at least in the downtown area so far this morning. Things started to get really heavy around 7 o'clock this morning, a little bit before 7, and it has been going like this ever since. Looking at Spear right now, you can see it looks pretty good, and other than the fact that it's, you know, a ton of snow in the roads, people are moving the way that they should be, very slowly. Really, if you're going to be moving westbound on Spear, though, that's where you're going to start to see a lot of slowing, but no crashes on Spear thus far, which is some good news, seeing as I know in some previous snowstorms that I've covered, we have seen accidents happen on Spear. It's just a slow ride this morning. There are plows that are out. I just checked the Denver Public Works website to see about how many. There are dozens out right now in the downtown area and beyond. It's the interstates, though, that have been seeing the most problems. So that's where we have our Mark Sallinger live. He's up north. So what's the commute like up there, Mark?
Hey Liz, good morning. Hope you're staying warm. Right now, it's actually not too bad. I'm at I-25 near Thornton, and it's kind of opened up a little bit behind me right now. You can see one of the cars behind me, somebody has pulled over. If you can even see, the visibility is extremely low right now, but somebody's pulled over there trying to just take some ice off of their windshield. We've seen a lot of people doing that, as well as a couple bumper-to-bumper crashes, some fender benders all throughout I-25. But again, what is really happening right now, the main story out here right now on I-25 is the visibility. You can literally see very little outside your windshield right now if you're driving I-25 north or south right now. The snow is coming down harder than we've seen it over the last hour or so, and the traffic is still picking up. You can see that the morning commute is starting to wind down a little bit. That's some less traffic, but you see a lot of tow trucks driving by, trying to get to the different accidents that happen. And of course, it's cold outside. It is really cold outside. Marty, is it actually as cold as I feel right now?
Yes, Mark, it definitely is. Wind chill right now running about 15 to 16 degrees where you are. Yesterday, it all started with intense wind. Huge trees snapped off in Cheeseman Park. Betsy Allen with that shot, and then we transitioned to the snow. This is Pam Easted's place up in Grand Lake. She said, yeah, bring it on. We're ready for this change in season. Again, some of the heavier bands of snow, dark blue, cutting across Metro Denver now, shifting to the east now that they're through Highlands Ranch, headed towards Centennial, Castle Rock, and Parker. So you're going to see some pretty good intensity here from now to about 11 or 11:30, and then things will really slow down this afternoon. This storm is doing a lot of things. Moderate snow here, very cold. Heavy snow in the Dakotas up into Minnesota. Severe storms in the Midwest, and Santa Ana winds with extreme fire danger going in Southern California. It's just hitting about the central and western 2/3 of the country. Again, snow crosses this morning, ending in northern Colorado. Before it ends here, I'd say 2 to 3 in northern Colorado by about 9 o'clock here. So we're going to keep our total snows going. But again, in and around downtown, as Liz showed you, we're pushing close to 4 inches of snow. I think we're good for getting up close to 4 or 5 for the central part of town out west, with even more, of course, in the foothills.
Boy, 2 more areas just went on accident alert: northwest Denver and also south Denver. So if you are involved in a fender bender and you know what, there are no injuries, alcohol or drugs involved, you've got 24 hours to contact the police, but they say exchange info and go about your way. Try to get to your destination and get back indoors where it's warmer. This is a live look at I-25 up north, southbounders as well as northbounders dealing with 2 separate rollover crashes, one northbound, one southbound. The complication here is that lanes are blocked, and we've got about a 45 to 50 minute delay from E470 to I-70, and your alternate routes of your side streets really won't cause much improvement because look at the maps. It is rough out here. We've got dozens of crashes out there. One of the most significant delays we're now following is northbound 25, 52 minutes from the Tech Center. We've got a brand new rollover crash in the Highlands neighborhood at 26th and Clay, with a very busy stretch around that. It could even start impacting our ramps from I-25 as folks filter into those neighborhoods. And then down south, these dark bands of blue, those are the heaviest snow showers that are coming through. Marty's radar here matches up with the overlay over our traffic map. So with 3 separate crashes near Castle Pines North as well as Ridgegate, and additional crash activity close to C470 and Park Meadows. That's why our speeds are still so low. Kind of running out of words here other than it's just kind of tough out there.
Yeah. It is tough. Yikes.
This is the day that you wish you were home by the fireplace in your cozies, having some of Gary's green chili.
There you go.
You know.
I didn't know it was so good.
Oh, it really is.
So
Really? Okay.
Especially
So
on a
good.
day like today.
Yeah. Well, our rush hour has obviously turned into our rush 3 or 4 hours. So hopefully you're getting where you need to go. We're going to take a little break and then we'll have some more reports from what it's like out there on the streets.
Hey guys, I'm live here at Highway 64 and Highway 93. I want to give you a look here. This road is closed. It's been closed for the last hour. I just spoke with some drivers that are starting to make their way down off this road. This is we've got a number of CDOT plows here that are trying to get this road under control. Very slick, very slushy in here. You can see that they've got some sand that they're trying to get on this road as well to try to get it under control. There's some bus that's trying to make its way up here. Been here for the last 5 minutes just watching some of these vehicles spin their tires trying to get up this hill. It's very, very slick. Now, as I mentioned, I did speak with that driver. She said that she was caught on this road for almost 2 hours here this morning as it was just slow going. She said there were roughly 50 cars that were just backlogged here. A lot of them just couldn't get up the hill. Not a lot of them in the ditch or any collisions or accidents. It was just a matter of they could not get up because it was just so slippery on this road. But it looks like CDOT is definitely trying to get this under control. They've got 3 plows here lined up ready to tackle this, and we're seeing some of the cars starting to move here, but definitely a problem spot here on the morning commute. We'll send it back to you guys, or actually we're going to go to Allie in Littleton. How are things going for you out there?
Hey, John, how are things going? They are windy, chilly. That's what people can expect as they are heading out in this area this morning. We've been out here in Littleton at Faith Community Church since about 7:30 this morning. And just in that time, I mean, I've been saying it, for the past hour, things have really picked up. We've seen the wind picking up. Obviously, tons of snow sticking as we look at the parking lot there, which you just saw. As we look at this road behind me here, you can see some of it sticking just there. Not too much traffic dark right now on this road, and we're kind of in especially a neighborhood area, so you wouldn't expect to see things clearing out too much. But I mean, you can see visibility as we look down this way is a little bit tricky farther away as well, even just hard to see across the street. But so right now we are south of Bowles and west of Lowell, and I know Liz had the Coke can or soda can earlier to give you a clear idea of just how many inches have fallen. Marty, I don't have anything like that. All I have are the shoes, and I'm not a very good person to measure, but what do we say that is? About three inches? Also, nobody give me any flack for the boots. All right, I had the snow boots. When I came to work today, I made the poor decision not to wear them. Clearly, that was a mistake, Marty.
That was a mistake.
Oh, that's okay.
And let's see, that's 3 inches. So you're about 8 feet tall. So,
Man,
so yeah, it doesn't cover you very well, does it? Yeah.
No judgment.
We're jealous.
And we are, boy, I love taking you back to Empower Field because the visibility is so terrible. You can barely see over to the south stands just from the east side. We're still icy here. The wind will continue to slow down through the day, though. Wind chill values will hang out in the teens and low 20s throughout the day. Right now, the wind chill is in the single digits in northern Colorado and parts of the metro area, especially farther east. DIA at 2 above. Imagine all the ramp workers today. Yesterday they're sweating, and today it's up to 6. Woo! And we'll see snow going here for the afternoon. Snow decreasing northern Colorado early in the afternoon. We keep it going until this evening. Total snow not huge, but again, a good 4 or 5 inches over a good swath of the central and western sides of the metro area, up to 8 inches in the foothills, lesser amounts to the north and east and west of Vail Pass. Not really that much snow in the mountains. It's mostly piling up along and east of the Continental Divide.
Quick check on traffic as we wrap up the 9 o'clock hour. 25 still dealing with 2 separate RTD bus crashes, one northbound, one southbound near 100 and 4th Avenue. For instance, a 40-minute delay is behind the southbound one, eastbound to E470 down to I-70. 16 miles an hour is your average with no easy alternates. I mean, this looks like the peak of the morning rush today in terms of the volume and the crashes that are still left over across the commute. We've got a rollover at 26th and Clay. We've got a northbound crash at Colorado Boulevard. A 53-minute drive from the tech center, several wrecks clearing out across 25 near Castle Pines, and lots of red left over near Park Meadows. Overall, those darker bands of blue still sticking with us, and that means the drive, I'm going back to the big picture map here. There you go. Looks like the east side starting to see it now right near DIA, and I think it was 140
delays, and then 14 cancellations.
Yeah, so check your flight.
Yep.
I think we're going to take a look at some pictures that people have sent to us.
Kitty cat.
Cat's like, please don't send me out there.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm an indoor cat.
Our
I'm an
dogs
indoor
say the
cat.
same thing, right? There's your reminder. This is a beautiful shot.
Pretty, very
I think
nice.
Cheryl Lynn, thanks for sending that in. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Some fall colors there.
Oh, nice
Gotta
jacket.
have the
Oh, I like
best
that.
on, right?
Very stylish.
Yes.
What
All
else?
right.
Oh, that kind of looks
Oh, yeah,
like
well,
nothing.
I
was
That
thinking
does
the
look
same
like nothing.
That
Nothing
guy's
would not
like,
be
I don't know
out
what
in the
this stuff
snow.
is, but it tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh, cutie.
So cute.
Absolutely. Oh, we love the dogs and the kids' pictures, don't we?
And the deer
And the
pictures.
fawns. We like
Yes.
the fawns too.
with nice brows.
I know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Such a girl.
Really?
Must have just had a
Where do
whack.
you go?
Right.
Got him waxed.
Secret.
Hey, thanks for joining us in our extra coverage this morning, and we'll get you through it. We'll be back at 9 News at noon, but online all day long we'll have coverage.
Bye.
Mic check real quick.
Hi there. Can you hear me okay? All right. I can hear you, Moss. Thank you.
Good job,